Hello, so today I'm going to talk through the P80 shooting star on the EU server. I'm going to start by talking about ammo costs. I always suggest universal ammo. As a premium it will always make its credits back, but I never suggest gold ammo. I always go with pneumatic restarter, fire extinguisher and first aid kit, but choose whichever consumable works best for you. For the upgrades, I've chosen to go with control surface adjustment and lightweight airframe to improve the turning of the aircraft and bring it in line with other planes of the tier, as well as engine tuning for the speed. I will talk about the paint schemes shortly after I've done the equipment first. Next, I'm going to talk through the pilot skills. So I've chosen to go with aerodynamics expert to improve the equipment I put on, and aerobatics expert, and then engine guru to be able to improve the speed of the airplane. But you should choose what works best for you and suits your playstyle. Next up, I'm going to talk about the paint schemes. So as standard, the summer, pretty standard pattern. Next, the winter one, again, pretty standard in terms of colours. Desert, which is a little bit new and different. And then my favourite is the marine one, which, I don't know, it just seems to suit this plane quite nicely. Otherwise, there is the camouflage of green and white stripe that's not really used, and then special camo from the event where I earned this plane for free. This one's more shiny than the other one, and then the other paint scheme kind of looks like you've flown through a bucket of American paint. I'm just going to take these off and put them back onto my free paint scheme. Nose arts, I've gone with shark mouth, but you can have the pin-up girls, standard insignias for squadrons. This is a new one that I haven't seen on others. It's a little bat face with the wings. Pretty nice, something a bit new. And then again, standard up different colours, stripes, pin-up girls, etc. So, now I've shown you that and gone back to my shark mouth, let's get into the next game. Okay, so the first replay that I've got for you, I'm just going to speed up and get to the next sector as quick as I possibly can. You not spend too much time watching me get into the game. You can see a visual bug right now with the boosting of the plane in that it always seems to only go over the right wing. The left one doesn't have any water vapour when you're boosting too fast. So I'm just going to roll around. You can see it's a nice pretty roll rate on the plane, applying the flaps. Going for the first defensive aircraft that I've managed to pick myself up. Standard turning around pattern, nothing particularly special. Again, that really nice roll rate. The guns, as you see, even though it is only MGs and a tier 8 game, you can do a decent amount of damage of them. Right now, I'm kind of not leading enough as much as I should do against the heavy plane. This is a tier 9 game, as you will see later. We've flipped the cap. I'm then going to go and quickly speed up the replay again, get to the next airfield, and then you'll see me engage in a smarter manner than I did just then, in that you don't jump on the first target you come across, you jump on the one that's the closest to you, and then try and keep yourself safe and evasive, until you can get to the next target. Just taking out the defensive aircraft again, pretty slow in terms of battle, there's not much going on. Pretty standard in flipping the cap as well, stealing and securing the kill. Just one more and then we're able to flip the cap, and I can already see that the enemy team is starting to come along to this airfield, which is going to be slightly problematic for me as I'm fairly alone. I've decided to commit to capturing this airfield, just so as that their bombers have something else to maybe aim at later, but it usually ends up at the mining plant. So I'm now going to then pick a fight with the closest red plane. It is more manoeuvrable than me, so I'm going to have to be very careful about the way that I turn. I'm going to try and use my vertical turn rate to a greater effect than his version, especially at these sorts of altitudes, but I've picked a fight I shouldn't do. So what I would normally have to do is use my boost to get out of this fight a little bit quicker, and as you're about to see here, this is where the plane excels in the strong boost and climb rate. I'm getting lots and lots of distance so as my ally can then kill it in time. I'm now going to get some energy back, fall back down and look for the next target. Next up, as you can see, this is where the entire enemy team then starts turning up, and I've got a choice. I can either try and evade the big heavy guns of that heavy fighter or the fire, and then I'm going to take a big critical from the I-250. So there you go. I'm just going to show my death animation so you can see it in the full glory. Speeding up the replay again very quickly. I was going to spawn on the airfield, to try and defend it, and then I notice at our mining plant we've got 2 bombers and a ground attacker on there, so it's more important that I spawn there and I try and defend that as much as I can while the bombing formations are also being called in. This mining plant is what's going to win us the game unless we lose it. Again, you can see that water vapor bug animation. I'm just boosting round to the ground attacker. He's the one that's going to farm the most points and flip this fastest. You're going to see some of the limitation with the guns at tier 9, especially with the hit point pool, but I do a fair chunk of damage. I do a nice amount of it, considering it's only MGs. Quick flip around, try and get another run on him. I'm going to slow down even more now to try and keep my guns on target for longer. I know I'm going to be fairly safe and I need to get rid of him as quick as I can. Nice, easy, lost a wing, but it's not the end of the world. I'm not getting shot at, so I'm just going to take my time. And now I know these bombers, and this is again where I'm going to show the really nice climb rate of this aircraft. It's all about boost management and energy retention management. So just level out a little bit so I don't lose too much speed, get some boost back again, and I need to make sure I can close into 600 meters at the minimum to be able to make my guns do an effective amount of damage on those bombers. Taking a little bit longer than I personally like, but I'm able to eventually get up there, open up onto the bomber and try and keep this more secure. I can see that a bombing group is on its way, so I need to hurry this up and risk taking some more damage from the rear gunners. There's one. The other one got killed by the bot, so I can focus on boosting and get into the bombing formation that's on its way. It's really important I kill these off, as it's mostly intact bombing formation. And if we lose this mining plant, we're going to lose. I'm going to pick the one that's the lowest hit points first with the MGs that are on this. Finish it off, keep in a straight line, try and stall, get my MGs on target as long as I can into the next bomber. Finish that one off and then quickly turn to the others. As you can see here, MGs have a nice cooldown rate on their guns, so you don't have to worry too much, and I'm able to take 3 out in one pass just because I managed to slow down and keep my guns on target for longer. I'm going to roll over, make sure I'm not going to get shot at by anything on the way, and make sure I kill the next bomber before anything else turns up and have to worry about it. Nice and easy, job done. Roll around and look for the thing that's on its way next. So I'm going to speed up and then get behind another ground attacker, and you're going to see me slowly eat away at it. Avoid the ram, roll over again, keep my energy up, finish off the ground attacker so as we don't lose the sector. I'm then going to get a little bit kill focused and focused on the plane that's climbing up after a teammate. For me, that's the most important thing, is always clearing a teammate's tail. Nice and effective in killing that one. Low hit points, easy to hit. I'm going to try and defend some more bombers as quick as I can. The original aim for this was to try and hold on to the mining plant as much as I could, but as you're about to see, it flips over anyway. Unfortunately, I think I've killed the bomber and I haven't, so I'll go up for the heavy fighter and then I just die to the other player. It's after the score line, which is unfortunate, but we managed to do a decent enough job in that we're going to win in a tier 9 game. It does look pretty close, but we've managed to pull that one off just in time. I come top of the team, nothing special but decent enough. Made about 100,000, 150,000 credits. And now the second game. I'm going to speed up the initial part of it again so you don't have to spend too long watching me boost around. I am in a tier 8 game, you can see the different camouflage on this map. Looks pretty dark with the sun setting on the horizon. I'm going to roll over, try and engage these bots and capture the command center as quick as I possibly can, because it's one of the most important sectors on this map. It's going to keep the nice pressure on the sectors and help us to win the game overall, and keep their bots busy by making sure the bots focusing on bombers. Just engaging the first defense aircraft. Nice chunk of damage this time because I am in a tier 8 game, which means the hit points are a little bit lower, it seems. Keeping my speed, I'm able to turn as this plane is still quite manoeuvrable even though it's a jet powered one. Keeping my flaps on just because it helps me slow down and turn a little bit faster. Pick up a stalling defensive bot again. MGs working to great effect at that sort of range. Falling around, I realise I've got to kill at least 2 more targets to be able to capture this sector, and while avoiding the AA. Going to secure that one while protecting teammate. No more defensive aircraft, so I'm going to have to dive onto a ground attacker. I've seen one that's pretty flying in a pretty horizontal way to me, so it's going to be easy to kill, as you're about to see. Quick and easy kill. Now I just need to focus on getting out of trouble. I'm being shot at by another fighter. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm just going to make sure I boost out of that while rolling. Helps evade any incoming damage while also being able to possibly make the enemy stall below me. Rolling over just as I'm about to stall. Boost up to the next target. Secure it. Or kill steal it, depending on what my viewers will normally say. Roll around, look for the next target. I'm going to look for one that's giving me the best angle of attack, while also making sure I'm not going to be turning my backside to anything that's going to shoot at me. Instead of forcing that engagement, I'm going to boost away, protect a teammate, at the same time while distracting one of the enemy players. It's going to take me a little bit longer to kill this one because of my guns are out of max range. And then go straight back up, not force the engagement in case anything's behind me. Make sure I get some distance between me and every enemy that could shoot at me. I can see I'm fairly safe, so I'm going to roll back down, pick the next target that's closest, and try and pick it up. I can tell that's the closest plane. I'm not in threat of anything else going to shoot me, so I'm going to force this engagement this time. Pick it up fairly easily. It's a big threat, the TA-152. It can do a huge amount of damage. Clip my teammate on this, but I can't afford to let this thing get away, and then I secure the kill. Roll around, again, keep busy, look for the next closest target, make sure I'm not giving myself too much of a broadside to any enemies that could shoot me. Rolling around, secure the next one, keep turning, focus on the next one, don't force it, just roll over, miss all my shots on that one. Just going to speed around a little again, just because there's nothing else for me to do. Try and get to the next sector, defend the bots and bombers that maybe are attacking it. Middle's very secure at the moment. I'm not going to be able to do very much while I'm over here. So now as I'm walking into this, I can see a lot of red, not very much blue. So I need to be very careful on what I'm focusing first. Or I'm going to choose the lowest hit points first. Then I'm going to choose the thing with the biggest guns and anything that can dive and kite me. Unfortunately for this gentleman, I'm going to have to focus the 262 first, as he's also behind a teammate. Always focus on helping a teammate before you kill anything or secure anything. Something else is just rolling and turning in front of me, so I may as well take the opportunity to finish it off while it's there. MG's working to nice effect at doing that again. I can see something very close by and trying to turn on me. I'm going to guess it's the TA-152. And it is. Because he's a TA-152, he should have focused on going in a straight line, but he tried to turn with me. I'm going to win that one and then slowly eat away at him. Try and boost, pick up some more speed that I lost while turning with him. And then there's the next target in front of me. I am going head on with this one just because it then encourages it to try and back out. Turning around again. Trying to pick another one. When you're turning around like this and you've got lots of time where you're not being shot, always try and climb a little bit on your turn. Just helps you get a little bit more speed, a little bit more energy when you get into the next fight. Like this one, I'm able to finish him up, and then you'll see me fly up and over while I'm boosting. I'm not in any rush, and it helps me then dive down on the enemy while forcing them to climb some more. Instead of turning and forcing the engagement, I'm going to turn on the next thing that's shooting at a teammate. It's in a straight line for me, there's no point in turning if I can just keep on picking up things that are in a nice view for me. He's died, not going to worry about that. I'm going to try and defend my bots in the sector again with the defensive aircraft. I can see something behind me, but it doesn't seem to be a massive problem or threat right now. So helping a teammate, I'm going to try and boost away, focus on what was behind me next. Unfortunately, it's a 262 again. He is on a teammate again. Always help a teammate. MG's working to nice effect, even against a heavy fighter, and I'm able to keep up with the distance. At this point, I've realised I haven't died yet, and I've been getting some decent points. We seem to have nice control over the map. The bombers are keeping their enemy bots busy. I'm going to keep an eye on the middle sector, make sure nothing's attacking it. I can see it's halfway through the enemy capturing it. I can't afford to lose it at this stage. As I fly closer, you'll see me twitch my wing left and right, try and roll over and spot things that might be behind me or to my left or my right. Nothing there. I can see the plane that's attacking. Quick dive on it. It's a ground attacker, so I know I'm going to have to commit to this attack a lot. Hit the brakes, hit the flaps, try and bleed some speed while I'm diving, finish him off. but I didn't manage to secure the kill. Just an assist, but that's not the end of the world. Game's coming to an end. I know that I need to force the next engagement as we are 20 seconds before the scoreline. If I die, it's better to do it now than later when I can't respawn. So I'm going to force the engagement on the 262 that's just spawned again. He is on a teammate once more. Saving the teammate, or at least I tried, managed to fail it, but I will avenge my teammate at the very least. Kill him just before the scoreline, which is nice for that person. Picking up another target that's just in front of me. There's no point in me turning straight for the next one. As you're about to see, I then force this as quick as I can, just because I know that I'm due for an ace medal really quickly. So I'm going to really rush this one and try and get it before the game ends. So you're going to force me turn instead of going straight on for the next box. I want to try and get this as we're about to finish 100% sector. And there we are. Literally within a second to go, I pick up the 20th kill of the game without dying. So that's my nice ace medal. Make a nice chunk of credits, a big profit. Like with any tier 8 premium, you get some healthy part. I hope you enjoyed the game. Thank you very much for watching. I hope it's helpful for those people, and whether you like or dislike, leave comments below. Subscribe to the channel if it's any use for you, and thank you very much for the support. I hope to catch you in the skies.